Hi. It's been an age since I've done a YouTube video, and yeah, so much has happened. My okay, we've had the most recent thing is we've had a whole lot of unrest in our country, specifically in our area, and the it's been like a political protest, and people have been running through malls and businesses and looting shops, destroying them, burning buildings and factories down, and it's been horrible. Anyway, thankfully, it seems to be over. Anyway, while that was happening, my glasses broke, so if I put them on, they go, they look funny. um, yeah, nothing much has happened spiritually. I've bought myself a couple more decks, and I've been continuing my jewelry course, which has been a little bit challenging because there's a lot of essays, and sometimes I just don't know what to write for those essays. Anyway, I wanted to do a tarot reading specifically for South Africa, but it could apply to any other country. We've all pretty much been going through a rough time with COVID and stuff, but and we've suffered trauma in some way. I think we've all been suffering it in some way, and I like to use the tarot for healing, for emotional healing. Um, Even though everything seems mostly back to normal here now, I just get a feeling like that a lot of people have suffered a lot of trauma with their businesses being um, basically torn apart by violent people. Um, I've got a friend who lost his whole business. Um, they came into his house and they just cleaned out everything. He was absolutely devastated. And also, even if you weren't touched personally, just hearing everything that's going on and the fear and not knowing if you're going to be next is very traumatic. Anyway, so I wanted to pick a few tarot cards for healing, because I think there's also been a few protests and stuff going on in other countries, and also some of the COVID restrictions have caused issues for people, and COVID has caused people to lose loved ones, or they've been sick themselves. So I'm going to pick a couple of tarot cards from, it's called the Good Karma Tarot. The reason I bought this deck is I heard it's a very gentle, positive deck, and I always like to go for those. Um, and I've really enjoyed this deck. The pictures are happy and bright, and the guidebook is really sweet and straightforward. It's geared towards beginners, but it's got a lot of new stuff in it that angles of looking at tarot that I haven't noticed before. The writer of the deck is Kerry Ward, and the illustrator, I just need to find the illustrator of the deck, Amy Blackwell. It comes with quite a decent sized guidebook. Okay, I'm going to pull some cards. So I'll pull a couple of cards just giving us direction on how to find healing. Okay, the first one is the Magician. Looks a little bit blurry, and the light is, the cards are quite glossy. So it looks like she's got her art pencils in her hand, and you can see some splashes of paint on her trousers. And there's all different colours coming out. So what I'm thinking is, I've been thinking of trying to start painting again. Just doing something artistic, but in a very casual way. It's quite therapeutic. I think it's allowing the colourfulness of life to encompass us. There's so many good things that we can enjoy and experience if we just open our hearts and we open our senses. I'm just thinking of like something I noticed when I became a pagan is you become so much more aware of your senses, and like you're tuning into nature, and like one of the particular assignment I'm doing in the Druidry course at the moment is I have to go outside into a quiet spot, well, not a quiet spot, some part in nature, and I need to just focus on the sounds around me. And it's amazing how you become so aware of every little sound, every little bird, the car, the dog barking, the wind blowing through the leaves, the traffic in the distance, the sea, if you can hear it, and just becoming more, opening up our senses to the world around us because we are connected to nature. And I think if we do that, if we can just find a quiet spot in nature, and I know those who live here in Durban, where I live, the beaches are now closed because the pollution from one of the runoff from one of the fires went into the river, and now it's killed a whole lot of fish. But I'm sure where you are, maybe there's a forest or even a park where you can go and sit and just absorb whatever nature has to give you, even if it's just a feeling, a presence. And if you're so inclined, copy that beauty onto a piece of paper, or write about it, or sing a song, or do something to express. Another idea is that we actually do create our future by our thoughts, and we can change our futures for good. Something that someone said about the trauma is, it was a tarot reading that I'd listened to on YouTube, that it's in the past now. Yes, it's affected us. Maybe it's affected other people quite severely, but it's in the past. It's over, and we can have a new beginning and a new start. So let me pick another card. Okay, the Page of Swords. She's got a very positive and yet pensive look on her face, and she's got a little book with a sword on it, and swords represent thoughts, so she's writing her thoughts down. The pages are generally the starters, the ones who start something new or who don't know a lot about something. They're sort of the newbie or the student in a way. And I think in life we always go through stages where we are like a student, where we're still learning stuff. And these difficult experiences that we've had, they all teach us something. And maybe a good way to deal with the pain is to look for the lessons in the difficulties and to find meaning in our grief and in our trauma, maybe to write it down or to express it in a video or to talk to a friend about it, or even just journal your thoughts, or I think that will help you to find healing after this difficult time. And I'm going to I have done a walkthrough of this deck, the Everyday Witch Oracle, and I'm going to pick an oracle card as well, just to give us guidance going forward. Okay. It says affirmation for healing the heart. You see there's a guy comforting a young lady who's distraught, who's feeling sad. I think it's very important to talk about how you feel, to not bottle it up inside and keep it trapped inside, but to find someone who can listen to how you feel. And this friend of mine that lost his business, I've been talking to him and asking him how he's doing, and I really think it has helped him to know that someone cares, that someone understands how devastated he must feel. I'm going to read from the guidebook what it says about this card. I just found it a little bit hard to find things in this guidebook. I don't even know what element it's under. I think it might be fire, because there's a fire. Well, talk about fire or hearth. We're going to be celebrating Imbolc at the beginning of August, and it's one of my favorite Sabbats because it's honoring the goddess Bridget, and she's a goddess of the hearth, and she brings warmth and light to us in the difficult times. I'm going to put a prayer to Bridget at the bottom of my video description that might help you bring healing in this difficult time. I'm trying to find this while I'm talking to you. Gosh, where is it? Sorry about this. So while I'm looking for it, there we go. Affirmation for healing the heart. Life can be tough, and there are times when all of us feel sad and broken-hearted. Relationships that don't work out, the loss of pets or human loved ones, illness, disappointments, the loss of businesses or livelihoods. There are plenty of things that leave us wounded and aching. It is okay to be sad, but when that sadness doesn't go away or interferes with our ability to function in a healthy way, we may need to look outside ourselves for help in moving past it. That can mean family or friends, a counselor, or reaching out to deity for healing. Be kind to yourself and allow others to be kind to you too. And then she gives an action. Sometimes the smallest things can be healing to the heart. Sitting by the ocean or under the stars, petting an animal or playing with a child, doing something nice for someone else. Do one small thing today that puts a smile on your face, or if that is impossible, put a smile on the face of another. Tomorrow, do one more small thing. You might be surprised to see how they add up. You can even allow someone to do one small kind thing for you. Okay, And then she gives a divination input for this. This card may mean you have a heart that is in need of mending. If so, what are you doing to help the process along? Are you doing your best to heal, or are you wallowing? If you need help in healing, are you looking for it and accepting it if it is offered? If your heart is doing just fine, and I hope it is, perhaps this card is an indication that you can do something to help someone else whose heart is filled with sorrow. Look around you, and if you see someone who is dealing with heartbreak, reach out and offer a hug or a shoulder to lean on, or just an ear to listen. And then the magic that you can do. If you are stuck in a place of pain and sorrow and having a hard time moving on, try saying this simple affirmation every day for a month or longer if it's helping. You can light a candle if you like, or just stand with both hands over your heart and say, I am broken, but I am healing. My heart grows stronger and more vibrant every day with the love of the God and Goddess. I am healing. I'll say that again. I am broken, but I am healing. My heart grows stronger and more vibrant every day with the love of the God and Goddess. I am healing. I really hope that spoke to you and touched you today. I've got some news to share, but I'm not going to share it in this video because it's already quite long. But thank you very much for listening, and I wish you so much blessing and so much love and light and warmth in your hearts, whether you're celebrating summer or winter or whatever. Much love.